The biggest thing for me is, build your own support system and have people around you that, you can ask questions to, that you trust. Keep having the hard conversations with school. I know some of them they're really, really tough. And it's very emotional. Every time I talk about it, think about it, I get emotions, but keep having the hard conversations.
This is Megan, owner of Dyslexia On Demand.
And I'm Eryn, owner of Advocate to Educate.
And we are the Don't Call on Me podcast.
We are here to talk about dyslexia, to remove the stigma, to hear what families really go through, and to share their stories.
In both of our businesses and personal experiences on a daily basis, we listen to people telling their stories. Many of heartbreak, many of struggle, but most all have a silver lining, even eventually.
It's all about the stories. The more we share, the more we realize we aren't alone and we are a community. No, a tribe standing together. The Don't Call on Me podcast is brought to you by Dyslexia On Demand and Advocate to Educate.
Today, we are interviewing two folks that I have actually known for quite a long time. We have Raine Anderson and Shannon Anderson. And I've known Raine back, since you were in second grade, first grade. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. And just found out that it is Raine's birthday today. And she is so sweet to take her time to tell us her story today on such an important day. But Raine and Shannon both are going to be sharing the dyslexia story, the journey that has been. It is Raine's journey, but it was also Shannon's journey before Raine, I think, even had the realization of what was going on. It's mom fighting that battle. So today we're hearing from both of them to just really kind of encapsulate and share your story for the world so that everybody can recognize that they're not alone. So we kind of want a little bit of background. When you learned you had dyslexia, and that's honestly probably a question for both of you guys. What did that look like? We'll just kind of start there.
As somebody with dyslexia also, I would love if Raine could answer this question to start, because I have this moment in my head of my own journey. And so I'm curious if you also have this in your head of the moment you thought something may be different about the way you're learning, about school in general, or kind of how it showed up for you, if it was mom saying something or you noticing something. But really for you, what was that first moment where you go, okay, is this something? What's going on?
I was really young when I first learned that I had dyslexia. So honestly, it's like all kind of like a blur a little bit. But I just remember being like embarrassed. Like it was embarrassing for me let people know that I had dyslexia.
Yeah. When I was in second grade, I failed a spelling test or something, and I called my dad, and it was the moment where I recognized how embarrassing it is to be different than what I thought my peers were going through, right? Like I just felt so alone.
So yeah. Raine, I have to ask you really quickly, because you were diagnosed so young. You were somebody who was like super fortunate to be able to, mom was on it, school was on it. That's usually not the case. But when do you remember, was it like first grade, second grade, where you felt a difference?
It was really like in first grade. I started getting bullied a lot. And I was like, finally realized what dyslexia was.
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand it really, but like once I started being bullied, actually, like I finally like had a like realization.
She was so much further behind than the other kids in first grade, as far as just like meeting standards and reading and everything. They were all taking off at first grade and she wasn't. So it was very noticeable. And at that point, we didn't have a formal diagnosis yet. It wasn't until the summer before second grade that we had a formal diagnosis. I noticed as early as probably 4 years old when they started doing like writing her name and My husband, her dad is dyslexic. So we kind of had an inkling that maybe something was going on, but probably as early as 4, we had preschool teachers telling us something's going on. We're not quite sure what it is. Yeah.
All right. And so then what led you guys to the diagnosis? What was the channel that you went through?
We met another mom and she was dyslexic herself. Her son ended up being dyslexic. And in like first grade, she had told us about Scottish Rite. And so back then, and it's come a long way, school wasn't testing. They were like, oh, wait till she's this age, wait till she's that age. And we pushed and we pushed and we were getting nowhere. So we put her on the list and she ended up getting in because it's free testing and it's a wait list situation. And it was, thank goodness, it was an amazing experience. And I'm so glad that we found that and we were able to do it early because who knows when they would have actually done it at school.
Yeah, totally. So Raine is saying that she was feeling that social emotional impact, right? That early on, when we can turn the ship around because we have an identification that early, you get to a point where it's like they're none the wiser. Like it's before all that bullying starts. It's before that social emotional impact, where it's not like if you were diagnosed in middle school and then had already endured that for so many years. So
Raine, when you talked about being bullied, if you would be so kind to share what happened and what you experienced, because I think other kids need to know that they're not the only ones being bullied.
Well, I have this one memory, and I was at lunch. I remember I was sitting there, and I was asking my friend group, why aren't y'all friends with me? Why aren't y'all hanging out with me? And they all just said well, you don't try hard enough in school.
oh my gosh.
And I actually I remember that too. I remember that. And I was really, really young. I still remember that today. And I remember everything that happened. And they were just sitting there telling me that I was not smart enough and that I act like I just didn't try in school.
Wow.
Mom, did she tell you that when that happened?
Yeah, she did tell me that when it happened. And, she experienced a lot of that. I mean, all the way through elementary school, honestly, even with the diagnosis. I mean, she was able to explain or vocalize after she knew what was going on. But at times, if you're reading aloud in class, it doesn't make a difference. I mean, you're still, or if you're getting pulled out of class all the time, everybody's asked, why are you always gone? And so there's constant questioning as to what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
As a kid, man, it's those little things that just imprint so deep and your brain just constantly goes back to that question of that's how we get to the what's wrong with me, right? Why am I different?
100%. Yeah.
And you can carry that into adulthood.
It's the voice that tells us how dumb we are. It's the voice that tells us maybe my friends are right. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough, right? What does that even mean? Because we know, those of us that have had some sort of treatment know we are trying hard. And I'm wondering now at the new age of 14, if that voice creeps back up for you.
Yeah, it definitely does most of the time. When I'm in class and mostly when I'm in science, because science is a really hard subject for me because we take a lot of notes. The teacher on the side, the person who's there to help out with the dyslexia kids, I always want to take notes. I always want to write it. I like writing a lot. And most of the time I can't read my own handwriting. I can't see what I'm spelling. So she'll come over in the middle of the class while the teacher's still talking and give me a piece of paper with all the written notes on it. And all the kids are like, what is happening? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You're not so lucky. You don't get this.
Yeah. But it makes you feel isolated and different, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's a helpful step up, it still is an identifier where you can't just be one of the other kids in the class. And I think that probably is how you see yourself too.
Shannon, when Raine was younger, was there a moment for you watching her as a parent or for your husband potentially where you said, come hell or high water, I will do X, Y, and Z for my child that you can remember?
Yeah. I mean, I think we we met with the principal in kindergarten and, explained to her my husband, and we knew something was going on, and we got a lot of pushback and didn't get a lot of help. And it was honestly at that moment that I was like, I'm not going to let my kid fall through the cracks. I get emotional talking about it.
Of course.
Yeah, that was definitely the moment that, sorry.
No.
This is what we need, because you being vulnerable and going back to that moment, I've had chills for 5 minutes, because this is trauma. It's trauma for you. It's trauma for Raine. This is why we wanted to do this. Exactly why. I want parents to understand that when we say dyslexia therapy, we are not just talking about remediation.
Correct.
We are talking about mental health. And these mental health moments stick with us. Raine, how do you feel when you see your mom getting emotional about it? I'm just curious.
Well, she always tries so hard to help me and stuff. Like, she's always tried to push for teachers and everybody to like try their hardest with me. These teachers aren't that patient with me. Like, they have no patience with me anymore. So she always tries to like talk to somebody and tries to get them to like help me and to just basically just try to explain to them what's happening and stuff. Like, she always tries.
We have been definitely a duo through all of this, and, had many, many conversations with many different people. But I want to say we've also had a ton of help along the way. I mean, building that village is so important, and having people in your corner. And we have been so fortunate to have tutors, teachers, other parents that have been absolutely amazing. So
completely. That community of insiders, I guess you almost call it, those who have already walked the walk or understand, to give you valid information. We have progressed since then, but it's very piss poor still compared to where it should be, but you just don't have access to the right information. So those people are so, so important to tell you kind of what direction to go to. But I want to hear like how your journey has been thus far. Is it kind of a lot of the same? Did it ever improve? Did you ever start feeling a little bit more confident surrounding everything? Did your self-concept change a little bit? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Definitely has changed a lot. I've had a lot more help. There's a lot more of awareness with my teachers now. When I was younger, dyslexia was more of like unrecognizable, but right now, like in this time period, it's more of like, it's okay, we'll help you. Me personally, I feel like I can be more vocal with my teachers. I remember one of my teachers was not giving me the accommodations that I was needing. So I went to her and I talked to her about it. And like before, I would not have done that at all. Like I would be scared to do anything like that.
Yeah. And so now you feel comfortable advocating for yourself. So that's great. And that's a journey too, Raine. Like, I think your ability to advocate now, I love that I've heard growth. I think over time that's going to keep growing. And I just remind yourself too, that your voice is not just it's not just for you. I think that your voice creates awareness and exposure to other kids because you aren't the only one in the room.
Can you describe to me, either of you, what the journey looked like after you went to this principal and you said, thanks, but no thanks, we're not waiting? What did it look like?
Well, that's when we ended up at the Scottish Rite, because I was like, well, I want to get her tested so we can get her identified at school so she can get all of these things that we want to have for her. They ended up, going through, they accepted from the Scottish Rite her diagnosis. It was still a challenge getting them to still understand everything. And
for our listeners, can you describe what the Scottish Rite is? Because in California, people don't know about it.
Yeah. So the Scottish Rite is a hospital, and they have a whole center for dyslexia. It's part of like the Take Flight program. You can take your kiddos there and get tested for free. You get on a wait list, and they'll call you and they bring you in for a 1 day of testing. And yeah, it was amazing. I mean, you have experts there that are, explaining everything to you, explaining how everything works. And these are people that are like, I mean, they're experts in their field. So the information is incredibly helpful. It was a huge blessing to have that. It's in Dallas, Texas.
And I was just going to say, unfortunately, it's not free anymore, but it is still considered low cost. And it's like just accessible. If somebody's going to identify dyslexia, it's going to be them. It's not going to be masked by something else, etc. So it's an amazing place. So
yeah, we had a great experience there. I would totally recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
After that, just that, she did receive therapy for a period of time. We ended up kind of in and out of school therapy versus private therapy. Some of the people they had were not trained in dyslexia. It was more like an interventionist, which is not a bad thing, but it's very different, the way it's presented. So we've kind of been in and out of it for, forever.
Even right now.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
What does, and this is for Raine, what does your dyslexia look like?
It's mostly spelling. In the notes, we have a lot of notes in school. Like, it's ridiculous. I do have a little bit of reading. Like, I would like to read out loud, but it's hard for me because I stutter a lot because I get so nervous whenever I read out loud. I'll be stuck on a word for like a couple of minutes and everybody will start looking at me and I'm like, and the teacher will have to like help me read the word and I'm like, okay.
Are you the one that likes to like avoid it? Or some dyslexics actually love to read, but only comic books. What is your relationship to reading?
I actually love reading. Like, I actually read my first full book, I think like last year, and I didn't understand any of it. So after I read it, I went on Audible and I like actually understood it. But this year, I actually read this really good book. I forgot what it's called. It's the Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my favorite book. And then I also have like a bunch of audiobooks. I have like a whole list of audiobooks that I listen to.
Yeah. Information is so much more accessible now. It's amazing the difference. What I want to hear now, like, what are your plans for the future?
I really like the path I'm on right now, actually. All my teachers were great this year. They were really helpful. They understood everything. Yeah.
What do you want to do for the future?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
She's talked about wanting to be a teacher. Raine is, I think, one of the things she's very, very creative, which I know a lot of dyslexic people kind of have that piece. She is extremely artistic.
What type of art?
I really like painting. I like to draw like doodles, like intricate design.
Here, I'll show y'all.
When did you learn you could draw? Whoa.
That is amazing. And for anyone just listening, she's showing us her artwork right now and they look like, is it like a mandala? Is that oh my gosh, the intricacy of what you've done is insanity.
Yeah.
You could be a tattoo artist, honestly. Like that's incredible. That's incredible.
Like, over my hands.
We want her to start like a henna business.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
That's amazing, girl.
When did you start drawing?
Since I was really young. I really got into it during homeschool though. Like,
yes, we did. We homeschooled for a year. And yeah, she has always been super artistic. I think any kind of class that is the teacher, once the teachers find out she's creative and artistic, they're like, oh, well, we're just going to have you do a book report where you're doing an art piece. They've been really open to it, especially in middle school, to letting her, do her projects in a more artistic format.
That's amazing that you've encountered teachers like that. That is so cool. Are you worried a little bit now that we're moving into high school that you have to kind of like start that journey again?
I'm very nervous. I think she is. High school is a whole different thing. Now everything counts on your transcript and it's your credits and it's your GPA and it's all of those things now. So yeah, it's definitely very, very nerve-wracking, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually don't want to go into high school, actually. The people, like, I'm gonna have a new environment, new teachers. Like, I loved my teachers this year. They were all so perfect. Like, I don't want to leave them. Like, I love them.
Yeah.
They're like my people. So, like, they all understood like everything with going on with me. So that's one thing I'm nervous about next year is like the teachers, definitely.
The advocate in me just has to say that you can make the same environment as you had in middle school. I look at it as you are the gift that keeps on giving, because as you go through the process and you go educate another teacher on what you need, you're paving the way for all the other kids that are so scared to talk about it. And maybe they don't have the family support or the practice. The more you practice, the more it becomes really easy. And you're going to learn very quickly who the teachers are that, like, your mom may need to follow up with a little video clip of what is dyslexia and things like that, right? Has it become easier in a way?
Definitely. I remember the first time, like, she actually made me like say something. I think it was like last year.
It was this past school year.
Yeah.
Oh,
This age, I'm like, you're gonna have to start doing this. You need to say something. And
Well, I said something, this doesn't have anything to do with dyslexia, but I said something to my art teacher about assignment that I didn't turn in, but I had it. It just was past its due date. So I talked to him about it and he like pulled me aside and he was like, Raine, that was like really brave of you for coming up to me. I want you to do that for everything. These teachers always want to try to help you, like get a better grade and everything.
yeah, I mean, I think after he said that,
I was like, whoa.
that positive reinforcement that you did the right thing by coming to me. I mean, I'm telling you, the teachers that we had were, every teacher this year was literally sent from heaven, I think.
I'm like, where is the school? Let's duplicate it. These teachers need kudos. So, say where it is. Where were you at?
We at Dripping Springs Middle School.
All right, Dripping Springs. Woo! Just kidding.
Well, middle school is a scary place. Honestly, I was really scared. But Raine, just showed tremendous growth maturity-wise and academically. And I think they really fostered that her being able to speak up for herself, which is huge that, adults are listening. So
totally. And sometimes it doesn't feel like this, right? Especially for like Eryn, who's fighting the schools. And I hear from parents all the time who are fighting the schools. But at the core of it, right? Like teachers went into the profession for a reason because they have that love and passion. And regardless of whether or not they understand dyslexia, which I would say 95% of them do not, but they do have that care and love, right? Like, and they do want to foster your development and support you. So you being that advocate to speak up, it might trigger them to take that next step and learn more and be better so they can be better for the next person. So what advice do you have that you can give others with dyslexia or those who are just starting the journey?
I would say just don't be embarrassed. I remember there's this one accommodation and it's on the computer and it's during tests and I have to put on headphones in front of everybody. My teacher, she told me, don't be embarrassed about that. Don't be embarrassed that you need extra help. Like you need it. So don't be embarrassed about it. I'm not embarrassed anymore. Like really confident and all of that stuff. Like I will put on headphones in the middle of the test and I don't care if everybody looks at me.
And what would you say if somebody says like, but you're telling me not to be embarrassed, but I am? Or would you say, we'll do it anyways, even if you're embarrassed because it gets easier?
Yeah. Okay. Don't be embarrassed about something that helps you. Like if it helps you, then use it. Yeah. You shouldn't be embarrassed about something that helps you.
Yeah. Is there anything you want parents to know when they're at the beginning of the journey? What message would you want to give to parents that are going through this?
The biggest thing for me is, build your own support system and have people around you that, you can ask questions to, that you trust. Keep having the hard conversations with school. I know some of them they're really, really tough. And it's very emotional. I mean, every time I talk about it, think about it, I get emotions, but keep having the hard conversations, and have that support group. I can't even stress however that looks for you, whether it's a friend or a teacher or somebody that you feel like you can go to with any of it. Our village has been one of the most important parts of our journey.
If there was another parent that came to you and said, I just learned my daughter's dyslexic, are they going to be okay? Like, what would be your response?
They're going to be okay. You need to be open to different things and more possibilities and different paths. You just need to be open, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Like open that it might not be the way that they think it's going to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to take a whole different path than what you think it's going to look like, or what they even think what it's going to look like. It's going to be different from what you think.
We're definitely in that period of like, it kind of is what it is, so to speak. Like we've done so much remediation, and honestly, it's become kind of part of who she is. Like it's almost like, oh, Raine, we almost kind of tease her, and now she laughs, and it's like, she'll spell something funny, and we're like, and
yeah.
Now it's just kind of her. So
yeah, it's what makes you one of your unique pieces.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't define you, or don't let it. Right.
Or let it and be totally proud of it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
We get very interesting text messages all the time. And some of them are, they're very interesting. Her friends now all know. They're like, okay, this is from Raine.
Right.
They learn how to decode my messages and everything.
That's
right.
Awesome. Just read it out loud phonetically.
Exactly.
If you could craft your life again, Raine, would you choose for dyslexia to still be part of your experience?
Yes, I definitely would.
Yeah. Tell me why.
It definitely has built character in me. It's taught me to do things. Yeah. If I didn't have dyslexia, I wouldn't know how to do certain things at this point. It has taught me how to like stand up for myself and how to advocate for myself and just how to be like a person, how to live.
I am so proud of you, and I have chills if you couldn't tell that I was trying to show you. Like, just I think that mom's heart right there has got to be swelling too. Just like to listen to that. I think we're all moms here, and to hear my daughter say that, how much pride I would have.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing, honestly. I wouldn't. As hard as it's been, and emotional as it's been, and going through all of it, I wouldn't change any of it. It is part of who she is, and now it's just like, that's just her. And it's brought out other awesome qualities in her. So she's very outspoken. She's willing to take risks. She pushes really hard. She works really hard because she knows she has to. So,
well, I can't wait to hear about how high school goes. We have to bring you back in 4 years.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And I was also going to say, when we circle back, whether it's after high school or when you're 40 or whatever, you're going to remember this time, and you're going to be, and you already are speaking from this level of maturity that I don't hear 14-year-olds nowadays speaking from. Raine, you and I both know that, and I can say this with pretty much like absolute, that you understand what I mean, even though it's built character, there is another piece that we're like, it sucks. Like, it does suck. It still sucks. So there's that piece too, where, we can like talk in this space of being on a podcast and wanting to share genuinely. We want to share both sides of it, because the other piece is there's going to be somebody who listens to this that is like, all you guys that are saying it's all rainbows and butterflies and a learning experience, you guys like must not really be dyslexic, because I'm sure there's been a day or 35 or hundreds where we're not feeling the positivity, and we're like, you got
years
years of like, no. And even if you want to spin it, bleep you, or what, I don't know if this is going to be explicit or not, but right. you don't know what it's like. I will leave you with this question. Do you feel connected to those that are dyslexic, other people that you've met along your journey? Do you feel like there's an unspoken understanding?
Yeah, I definitely do. My best friend, she's also dyslexic, and we are really close. Like we FaceTime like all the time, like every second. And we'll be like, how do you spell this? Like we'll be talking to each other. Like, how do you spell this? And I'm like, I don't know.
I love that.
How do you spell this? I'm like, I don't know. Like,
And to know that you guys are still like besties and you're like, yeah, I don't know. It's like you almost see that like, but I love you and like you're freaking awesome. And I want to ask you because it's kind of funny that we both don't know how to spell it. But is it funny? No, not really. But it is kind of, right? It's that unspoken relationship that you can go, oh, you get it. Oh, okay. It's fine, right?
Well, her dad will like always share tricks with her because, you know, back when we were kids, you didn't have all the same things. So now he's like, oh, I get it. It's fine. Whatever. We'll figure it out, you know, and follow through it. So,
and it's great that you have like an example too, right? Like you can see that your dad has been successful in life. This is not like a death sentence, right? This is not the end of the world. And, you know, have that empathy too. I think that's huge that you have that in your back pocket. So I think you're going to do great things in the world, Raine. And I can't wait to watch it on Facebook if it's still around.
Today's episode is sponsored by Dyslexia On Demand. Dyslexia On Demand uses only the highest trained dyslexia therapists, and it's all one-on-one and individualized to your child's needs. The best part is that it doesn't matter where you're located because it's all virtual. Visit us at dyslexiaondemand.com to learn more.
Today's episode is sponsored by Advocate to Educate. We help parents navigate through the confusing maze of special education in public schools in California. We support families starting as early as preschool through 12th grade, creating individual education plans to support the specific needs of your unique and amazing child. To learn more, go to our website, advocate2educate.com.
Thanks for joining us on the Don't Call on Me podcast. If our stories resonate with you, connect with us on social media and YouTube. Share your stories on don'tcallonme.com and help us enhance understanding and support. Your story has the power to inspire change. Together, let's strengthen our community, one episode at a time. Until next episode, keep listening and keep sharing.